Okay, good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Okay, great, thank you. Thank you for joining us. This is the July public safety meeting, and uh, welcome everyone who's joined us. Um, I'm flying solo tonight, so bear with me as I'm trying my best to multitask with our IT equipment and getting everything lined up. And let me see how I can get my attachments and sharing information. Okay. Um, okay. Hopefully, I'm sharing the crime report. And let's see. Okay. Okay. Can the folks online see the crime report? No. Okay. Yes, please. I'm trying to get our presentation information onto the area.
Okay. You got it?
Here, we just got likely to share.
Oh, so go to, let's see if I'm. Sorry, everybody.
Yes. Thank you.
I think everybody can see it. Can everybody see that?
Did everyone see it now? Great, that's why you are deputy man. We walked in just that, exactly. Okay,
We can go over, if it's sharing the screen, it's not sharing the screen, it's sharing that screen.
the chair of the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Sergeant Wykoop, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. For the month of June, we had one carjacking, we had 2 assaults, 1 residential burglary, 13 theft from autos, 10 other thefts, and 8 stolen vehicles. Next page. The carjacking occurred on Campus Drive on the 13th. Next page.
You can hear?
You can't hear me?
Testing, testing.
Did you hear me?
You guys can hear now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi. I'll start over. Good to where I had all the crimes listed. I'll just start over.
Right.
Alright. We're a little there we go. Okay. For the month of June, we had one carjacking, 2 assaults, 1 residential burglary, 13 theft from autos, 10 other thefts, and 8 stolen vehicles. The carjacking occurred on Campus Drive on the 13th of June. Next. We had 2 assaults, and with one of the assaults, there was an arrest made. The second assault, it wasn't random, they were acquaintances, and it was just a physical assault, no weapons. Next page. We have 1 residential burglary. That was in the Hollywood area. And then we had 13 theft from autos. We had a actually the up and down Baltimore Avenue on the high end and the low end of the town. I'll go through them at the end. And then we had 10 other thefts. Stolen vehicles, we had 8. And then 7 of them happened on the north end, above Greenbelt Road. And then we had 1 on the by Frank Tippett. It appears to be on the map. The next is the noise complaints. As you know, kids were finishing school, they had a few parties left. And then we had a bunch of birthday parties we've been responding to and getting the music and stuff turned down. Here's the heat mapping for quality of life incidents. As you see, majority of it's along the Baltimore Avenue corridor, and then some drift off into the neighborhoods. For the month of June, you see the mapping of the traffic stops. We've been a lot more into the neighborhoods that the citizens expressed concerns in, conducting traffic, and actually enforcing more inside the neighborhoods to try to push some of the theft from autos and other crimes out in the communities. With us there and doing enforcement, it tends people don't want to be around us. Next is the monthly comparison. Leave that up for a second so they can see it. All right. Next one. That's the stats for the month of June. We'll leave that up so you can see it for a minute. Do a comparison. Okay. And that's just the definitions. All right, I'm gonna go back through a few of the things. I've been asked questions about the burglary. It did happen. It was in the Hollywood community. The suspect gained access to the house by unknown means and did steal keys to the car, a wallet, purse, cell phone, and credit cards, and fled the scene in the vehicle. For College Park Estates, the last couple meetings, neighbors expressed concerns. They hadn't seen the police. We put a strong presence this month. We've only had one theft from auto in that community, and the airbags were stolen out of one car for the month of June. And one of the other thefts was a shoplifting for clothing on 7500 block of Baltimore Avenue, and we had one apprehension with that for local theft. On that, I open it up to questions unless you have anything.
Essentially, so hot off the press, could you discuss the string of airbag thefts that occurred?
Okay,
I
I have it.
Okay. Thank you.
We did have one evening where we had multiple airbags stolen in the area of Cherokee and 48th Avenue. I want to say there was 5 vehicles broken into right in that area of Cherokee and 48. And then we had one rim and tire theft at the Holiday Inn at the top side of Baltimore Avenue.
And those events occurred this past weekend, so they wouldn't be included on the June report. So we anticipate seeing those added onto the July report. But we just wanted to make it known because it was the string of targeted vehicles, those vehicles being Hondas, and in each event, well, with the exception of the tires being stolen, with the other incidents, it involved airbags being stolen out of those vehicles. So thank you very much, Sergeant. Does anyone have any questions? Any follow-up questions? Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. The one burglary, is that the one that happened on Mineola?
Yes.
Okay.
And
that was
currently under investigation.
It was widely discussed on social media. Unfortunately, I believe there are new resident and someone went inside the house, took out the car keys, actually went through a small window, a side window, started the car keys and stole a bunch of all the credit cards inside the house. Took the car out.
Yeah,
Going.
I stole the purse, credit cards, and the keys to the car and left in a drawer.
Very much shaken. Yeah, it's everything on social media, fortunately. Oh, they're doing okay. Actually, they're very close to my house.
Okay, we have online. Did I see the last name? Or Todd?
Thank you. And thanks for the report. So halfway through the year, and I'm looking at the year-to-date statistics you're showing, your screen sharing, and just looking at the totals, it looks like compared to the last 2 years, we're seeing, at least in the first half of the year, an overall increase in numbers. And there's some, areas where some crimes are down from previous years, but overall they are up. How do our overall crime rates in College Park compare to the rest of Prince George's County, the rest of the Maryland region? Are we standing out in any way, or are we like completely in alignment, or are rates completely in alignment with other areas?
We're in line with other areas. We're actually lower than other areas. As far as the theft from autos, that's been happening around the county, actually around the DMV. It's been a hot topic. And we've been working on it. We've been focusing on being more in the community at night, riding up and down the streets. I'm sure I've ran into a lot of folks walking their dogs late at night here lately, and we're just out there riding, making sure we don't have cars lingering, people walking, looking in the cars. We focused a lot on the theft from autos. We have increased patrols in the estates. As you see, there was only one theft from auto there this month. Violent crime is down around the county. If you look at the numbers that have increased, it's more of your theft and property crimes for the most part.
Thank you. And just a follow-up question related to auto thefts. In one of these meetings a few years ago, someone from the county demoed the county's aerial technology. And I may have asked about this before, but I'm sorry, I don't remember the answer. Someone from the county demoed the county's aerial technology to track people who might be casing neighborhoods at night using probably infrared technology. Does the county still do anything like that?
We still do it. The helicopter, when it flies over, of course, our helicopter's stored in College Park. And normally when they're going in for a landing, they actually do the neighborhoods and do a flyover of College Park before they do land. And there's been times they've seen suspicious activity and they radio us and get us into the area and guide us to what they're seeing.
Thank you.
So yeah, that still occurs.
That's a very nice technology. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge a conversation that I had with Chief Coletti with regards to a follow-up investigation that County Police Financial Crimes Unit conducted several months ago. As you may know, we had some suspicious individuals that were going throughout the community, posing as city employees or trying to charge people for cleaning weeds and things of that nature. So those initial reports were taken by contract officers, and once those initial reports were completed, there was follow-up investigations that were initiated by the Financial Crimes Unit, and within the last few weeks, they made several arrests of a group that's been working not only Prince George's County, but other areas within the region, which tied into the events that occurred here in College Park. So that's still an ongoing investigation. They actually have one suspect that still has an outstanding warrant, but I just wanted to touch base to bring up that the teamwork and communication between a contract team and the investigators, not only in District 1, but also the centralized financial crimes unit that closed out that string of investigations. Okay, any other questions before we move on? Okay, seeing none?
Anyhow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Amy?
Hi, thank you so much. I was wondering if there's any updates on a campaign that was started about a year ago called Blue Light Nights. So if there's any of those that are going to happen anytime soon, any engagement or enforcement activities that you're planning that you care to share.
Okay, my apologies. You like, I couldn't hear your question. We're having volume problems.
I think I heard you about the Blue Night Light. And you were asking if we have any upcoming events.
Yeah, any upcoming engagement or enforcement activities that you have planned.
At, at this time, I'm not aware of anything scheduled. However, I know as we go into the summer and the fall months, there will be more engagements toward the Blue Light Night. It hasn't gone away. It's still in focus.
All right, thank you.
There has been enough solo in our community police officers, community police officer of Solobi. He reached out to this street once, he council members and me as well, to have a walk-in talk on the streets. So this is basically the bunch of couple of residents and the police officers gather together on the street corner and they walk along the street and talk to the neighbors, any questions they have. It's all about community policing, just to bring the police officers closer to the community. It happened in the past several years. Also regularly happened in downtown where there were student residents living there in the dorms on a regular basis. When the classes starts, they will be going in. So I think it's a good thing that police officers talk to the residents.
Absolutely, Mayor. And we're looking forward to our enhancing our outreach efforts with our National Night Out event, which will be the first Tuesday in August at Duval Field from 6 p.m. to 8:30. We invite the community, we invite the public to join us in outreach and communicating and engaging with our officers. And like Sergeant said, once the students come back into the city, we're looking to enhance our overall engagement and outreach to get the most bang for the buck. And again, with our National Night Out event occurring at the beginning of August, it's going to be just a short 3-week window before we have the students returning back to College Park. So we look forward to August and September being an active window of interaction. So speaking of College Park, I'm going to turn, if you have no other questions for Sergeant Wynkoop, I'm going to here is my
Okay. We gotta do.
College Park, University of Maryland.
Good, thank you. Okay.
Yes.
That one?
No, I want to do Captain Kinner's slides.
Okay, so we're gonna start sharing.
Okay.
Share.
Captain Kinner, are you online? I don't see you.
What do you wanna do? Then I'm gonna share. Which one? do you wanna share?
Let's go to our traffic report.
Is that out there?
Yes. Okay, so since Captain Kinner was not able to join us this evening, I'm going to touch base and provide an overview summary of our stop sign enforcement. And, I tried to share the entire slide for the month of June. But, numbers wise, you can see the numbers as far as the total number of events. And, okay. So for the month of June, we had a total of 3,724 events for the city, and if you go through the numbers of the events that have taken place by month and by location, this is this is the lowest month of infractions that we've seen so far. And I'd like to share this, yes. So, when we went live, when the program went live in March, we saw 7,366 total events, and like I've said, it's kind of decline between the month of March and the month of June. And as you can have this. Okay, so as you can see, the report, our overall report of events that have occurred. As I continue, and if you look at the page, you can see the different locations that events are occurring. So as I scroll down, you see the different events that are occurring within the neighborhoods, and you can tell which neighborhoods are more active. And I'll leave this page up for a couple of minutes. But the key thing that we want to bring up is that we're seeing a change in the activity. I feel we're seeing a change in the activity from our drivers in this area. And there's that awareness factor and that accountability factor that we have been trying to bring up and focus on, again, for pedestrian safety and bicyclist safety.
Question.
So, yes, sir.
Did you say that the screen you're sharing shows traffic tickets by neighborhood? Because I'm not seeing neighborhood info on this screen.
Okay, so if you look on, okay, so I'll go back to page 1.
We are
Okay,
currently
so
seeing,
on page 1.
so
this
we're not
first block-
seeing page 1. We're seeing a screen that says Obvio and then a graph of
Okay, okay, all right, I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll go to the chat 2 seconds. I'm just gonna share over and go to sharing the screen. And then we'll go to the chat. Sharon, that's what you're on. Yes, and I'll go to the chat.
Thank you,
The chat says,
okay.
asking again this week, can the city please re-add this meeting to the weekly newsletter? Otherwise, we're gonna find out, who can do that. And then, well, newsletter has it all the way at the bottom. And then, okay, great. So those are the chat. All right. Now, did everybody see the screen?
Can everyone see our numbers? Yeah, okay, so I apologize for that. So page 1, where it says overall program and citation. This is the breakdown for the total events that have occurred since the This is going fully live. Of course, in February, that was our warning window. Then we transitioned to live enforcement starting in March. And as you can see, the numbers have transitioned as the program has continued. Of course, in May, we were dealing with I guess partially. You had the spring break for a number of temporary residents in the city, and then in June, the university semester ended. So we see the adjustment in the numbers as far as May and June are concerned. And the next section down, where you see Edgewood Road and 52nd Place, this is where the report breaks down the individual cameras that are placed in the specific location. So you can see which neighborhoods are more active. And yes. So St. Andrews. Rhode Island Avenue. And then College Avenue and Yale. And then our final block is Calvert and Rhode Island Avenue. So those are the numbers that we're seeing, or this is the activity that has transpired over the past several months, and we wanted to share that with the community. Does anyone online have any questions?
I do have a question, just a definition question, which is when it says rejected, what does that mean?
Okay, so when the equipment is constantly monitoring activity with regards to a vehicle that approaches the intersection, when a violation is recorded, the next step is the event is uploaded into a cloud or into a portal for review. Okay, the next step after that event is reported, each event is reviewed by a Prince George's County police officer, and a determination is made with regards to, based on the circumstances, whether or not a citation is generated. And what it comes down to is there's a speed threshold allowance that has been implemented to where if an event is considered a low tier event, which is a vehicle may not have come to a complete stop, but it's going slow enough to where if an object or person entered the crosswalk suddenly, then that vehicle could come to a complete stop. So theoretically, when a vehicle approaches the stop sign, that speed is registered in the software. So if that speed is, let's say, for example, if a car is going 2 miles an hour, even though it did not come to a complete stop, because it may be going as slow as 2 miles an hour, we've seen where, I guess, for lack of a better term, that operator is given a benefit of the doubt, so to speak, and they're not issued a citation. So those are circumstances in which, that's an example of a circumstance in which a violation may be rejected. Another example may be an emergency vehicle that's responding to a call, may go through that intersection without making a complete stop because they're responding to a call. That's a situation where a violation may be rejected as well. So that's an example of a rejection.
Thank you.
Sorry if you missed it. What is the difference between reject and voided?
That's if it so if by chance there is a glitch in the system, okay, that's where there may be a situation where it comes to our attention, it's brought to my attention. I will make contact with our police partners as well as the vendor, and they will review the circumstances of the event in question and make a determination as to whether or not an event is voided.
Thank
So I'd just like to just point out, even though these numbers appear high in general, when the situations, when each individual situation is reviewed, it's done from an objective point of view, and it's not a situation where we have a zero tolerance policy. It's not like, okay, well, the car failed to come to a complete stop, they automatically get a ticket. That's not the case in this situation, and I think it's it shows that the reviewers are being objective in looking at the totality of circumstances as opposed to just moving forward with generating tickets. Okay, does anyone else, any other questions? Okay. So, I'd like to share one more slide if we can back out of this. Sorry for the small imaging. Let's get this. Let's see.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get that right, and just you can talk it up and I'll get it. You don't have that yet, I'm just trying to get out of the file.
Thank you very much.
I'm gonna share once I get that shared.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So with this slide gives a breakdown as to the different areas of locations that our violators have been tied to for the month of June. So College Park residents, as far as rate of violations, about 14.5%. Silver Spring, about 10%. Hyattsville, about 8.3%. Laurel, about 5%. And you can see, each area, has the various breakdowns. And then, 48%, is, vehicles from out of this area. But we just wanted to share that with the community as well, to provide an overview as to the scope of violators that we've been encountering. Does anyone have any questions? No?
It seems that it'll be too soon to tell if the seasonal, because of no students, or is it caused by the cameras? I just want to know. I think she asked your question. And did you ask your question about what? Oh, and Todd has to see that.
Thank you. How successful, or how successful is the collection process for these fines?
I'm sorry, how successful is?
Yeah,
is
like
the-
what's the collection rate? I
Okay.
can see that obviously people from a wide range of towns and communities must be being cited, presumably from throughout Maryland, or the whole area. So I'm just curious, how successful are we, collecting these citations, collecting the
Okay,
fines?
so, in the one slide that was cut off, it provides a breakdown of the number of citations, or the ticket status report. And the total tickets that are pending right now, and this is just for the month of June, the total tickets that are pending are 2,756. So far, for the month of June, 917 have been paid. And as of now, there are a total of 5 that are going to be contested in court. Pay it down. So, what was that?
Sorry, Todd, with that sheet wasn't allowing me to pan down. But so again, that was of the total pending, there are 2,500 pending, 917 are paid, and 5 are being contested. So about right now, about 25 to 30%, right, of what's due being collected.
And that's still pretty soon for June. I mean, do you
Yeah, that is.
do you have any rates for, say, May or April?
We do have some older numbers, and at that point, I remember seeing the last time, I think it was at 45 to 50% that we're paying, which is actually pretty good given the number of people that live outside the area.
Right.
And I don't know if you've heard about, like, it's really difficult to get people outside of the state to somewhat pay some of these. So the actual collection rate is pretty decent for the city.
Okay, thank you.
And actually, we haven't gone through any of the stuff yet that you would do for, these have been MPA tagged yet, so that's even better. Everyone's been, but it's been on the flags from the, thank you, that flag, they haven't been flagged yet, so we haven't gone into flagging yet, so once you flag, people do come in and pay.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you, Todd, for your question. Does anyone else have any questions with regards to automated enforcement, stop signs? Okay, seeing none. Hearing none. Okay. Again, I just want to remind the community of our National Night Out event that's coming up in August, because on my agenda, try to keep straight. So National Night Out, Duval Field, first Tuesday in August. And the next topic that I'd like to discuss is, yes, sir. Yes, Todd.
I didn't mean to preempt what you were going to discuss. It sounded like you might be finishing the meeting. I just have a question for the city staff. I know that City Council authorized a community safety study earlier this year. They authorized it. I'm just curious when that community safety study will be launched.
Yeah, staff is still working through some of the, I'm still working through the scope because of the information that we got from the council. There will be another report that'll be coming out by the end of the summer to give, so there will be an update for the end of the summer. It's just more that we're, just like, Ed is saying, we've had a lot of issues in regards to rodents and all sorts of stuff over the last few weeks that we've been working through. But there will be an update, and I know that everybody's waiting on it. It's just that we got a lot of feedback in different directions and trying to make sure that I incorporate, or that staff incorporate, myself and incorporate everything that we've heard, because we got a lot of citizen comment, we got council comment, and then we're still just trying to plug it all in and put everything together. So it's not forgotten. We've been working on it.
Correct.
Thank you. And so once that study is launched, then will there be a formal mechanisms for the community to provide input?
Yes, that's what part of it is to determine that how to do some of the pre-input. To be honest with you, that's what I'm working through, is looking at the process for the facilitator and being able to have someone to help to facilitate some public input on policing and safety and things like that. So these meetings are helpful because we're trying to put that all together, and the council. So that's what's going to go to the council, is an improved plan again to say, hey, this is how we're going to address it. And so we're putting that together now.
And we're also looking at different types of outreach involvement to gain greater community input, not just from our public safety forums once a month, but we're looking at different avenues in which we can engage different communities, not just one district particularly, but the different districts, and get a broader scope of input from community members.
Great, thank you.
Sure. So the last topic that I'd like to discuss is not specifically public safety oriented, but it was a concern that has been brought to our attention a great deal over the past about 2 weeks, is infestation of rodents down in the Old Town area, and it's a matter that the entire public services team has been working a great deal on, especially our code enforcement teams. What we've determined, or what we feel as though a recent construction program that has occurred down by about a block away from City Hall has pretty much unearthed a plethora of rats, unfortunately, and we've gotten a great deal of GoGov complaints, community members calling in, and between our code enforcement officers and reaching out to different businesses and taking steps to meet with property owners and property managers and business owners, and a few pest control organizations and businesses, is something that we've taken steps to try to address. We've been working to involve our county partners with regards to assisting us with some of these efforts. And unfortunately, it's a work in progress, but it's something that we're being aggressive in terms of addressing. And I think the scope of the concerns is why I wanted to bring this up in this forum, to let everyone know that your concerns and complaints haven't fallen on deaf ears. It's something that we're actively dealing with. So I'll open the floor up to any questions or concerns with regards to that topic as well.
Definitely flyer staff of the
Yes, listen, so I'd like to add that as our code enforcement teams have been traveling around the city, especially, since it is the summertime, we've noticed a great deal, or they've noticed a great deal of situations where people are just leaving their trash out, the trash cans uncovered, sometimes overflowing, sometimes just putting trash, if their trash cans are overflowing, they'll just put plastic bags on beside the trash cans. And that is just between the food waste and the warm temperatures, that's just gonna, attract rodents, raccoons, and our animal services team have been, aggressively working on the raccoon complaints that we've been having as well. So,
In the flyer, we just did do an updated flyer, and that's going to be translated into Spanish.
our updated flyer is actually back there on the table, so feel free to, our communications team put that on the website as well. Because, this is not only an awareness, but we're trying to, a public awareness and community awareness. Okay. So those are our efforts with regards to our road challenges. Does anyone have any questions with regards to that? Okay, okay, well, seeing none, we are going to bring our public safety meeting to a close. Again, I appreciate everyone's participation in joining us, and continue to have a safe summer and stay hydrated and cool as much as you can. And see everyone in August. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very
Bye,
much.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
The dual deal, new dual deal.
And the other one, like NDA, can, we can. Right?